Today what we have here is something special. This is a wireless 2K live streaming camera from NearStream. It is the VM33, and this camera here is special because, as what we mentioned here, wireless streaming camera. You can just, without any cables, put this camera on a tripod, or maybe you can just hold it in your hands and then you can do IRL live stream. It's that easy. So there are a few features to highlight here. So max 2K video quality, it's using the app to control, and also this thing has a massive battery, so it can last for a very long time. And let's just get on with the unboxing. It's rather simple. Just remove the sleeve, and then there's this bright orange box. If you open it up, you've got a piece of foam here, and this is the camera itself. Then we have a USB cable. So for the USB-C cable, you have USB-C on one end, and then the other end is, well, you can do this. You can transform it from a USB-A or just plug this out and become USB-C. So it is pretty versatile. And then we also have the user manual here, a warranty card, and also a quick start guide. Pretty standard in terms of the packaging, and that's about it. So the camera itself, this thing is pretty dense. There is some heft to it. So at the top here, you have 8 holes. These are all microphones. If I'm not wrong, they are MEMS microphones, so we'll do the test later as well. And then at the front here, you've got an activity LED. This is very important. And then this huge lens at the front, and at the bottom here, you can also screw in a standard, I'm not sure what kind of screw hole is this, but it's the standard tripod mount. And then at the back, you have a lot of things. So first one, battery indicator. So you have this battery sign here and 4 dots. If I press this once, you can see it is currently at full charge. And then 3.5mm microphone port, a reset port, USB-C, and also microsd card. So I already have a microsd card inside. We will go through that later as well. And this power button, we can just hold it. There's the beep, and then you can see it blinking here. That means it is booting up. Now, after the calibration has been completed on the camera side, we will have to move on to our phones, because remember, this whole thing is controlled by the NearStream app. So as you can see here, the NearStream app can be downloaded on your iPhone or your Android phones. It is called NearStream. It's simple as that. And then you can open it up. From here, we will have to pair the camera either with our phone through Wi-Fi hotspot or pair it to our internet router. So as you can see here, if we do this, then you can see VM33, it is connected to an SSID called rerouter, because I have tested this at home. But now, as you can see here, you can use Wi-Fi or camera's hotspot. Okay, now you can see we have connected the camera to Wi-Fi. You can see the LED change to green. Let's press connect to camera. Now we can see this interface. Now this interface is gonna be your quote-unquote home screen. So we can see I can rename the camera. So if I have multiple VM33s, I can see all of them on this app here. So if you press on these 3 dots here, you can go into the image settings. You can change autofocusing, auto exposure, auto white balance, HDR, and then you can tune the brightness, contrast, saturation, hue, flip the image, mirror the image, or also to change the anti-flicker rate, which technically means your shutter speed. And then filters, we can use linear, stage, high contrast, all of those stuff. So this slider here is for zooming. I'm not sure what metric they're using, so you can have number 1 all the way to number 40. I think it's 40 times zoom. They don't really say what's the focal length, but okay. And then autofocus, manual focus, so you can change it however you want. The adjustment isn't exactly the easiest to understand, because the autofocus here, manual focus, they don't have focus peaking and whatnot, so I'll just leave it in auto. Now the second thing that we can do here is to change the audio. So you can see we can enable or disable the built-in microphone array at the top here, and then we can change it how this array of microphones will process audio. So speech mode or general mode. General mode means that you record everything, whereby speech mode means that it will be more directional towards your mouth. And then 3.5mm audio in, remember when we stated that there is a microphone line in at the back here. This audio jack is for microphone. And then USB-C audio in, which is this one. This USB-C port is quite multi-purpose, so you can charge the camera, use it to become a wired camera, which we will go through later, and also to use a microphone through this USB-C port as well. So multi-purpose. Now, heading on to this device settings though, this is where we can do most of the adjustments. So as you can see here, network, battery, storage. This storage is for the microSD card. Remember, I already placed in a card in there. So we have 128 gigs of storage. And then camera name, we can rename it to whatever we want. So let's just put the word first there. So imagine that I have a second or third or fourth VM33 camera. You cannot add a spacebar there, but that's okay. And then for password, we can set a password so that, you know, not every random person can access our camera. And then we can also format the SD card using this app. And then NDI. Now, NDI stands for Network Device Interface. So essentially, you can change this camera to become an NDI camera. And then you can use something like OBS and wirelessly hook up this camera to OBS via NDI mode. Kind of like local wireless camera. Yes. Then NDI settings, you can change what bitrate and resolution you want. So you can go up to 1440p at 15 megabits per second, which is actually very high. And you can also make your own custom resolution and bitrate as well. But for whatever reason, you cannot change it to 1440p here. And then USB mode, you can have wired camera mode, webcam mode. So you just connect the USB-C camera from your PC or Mac to the camera and use it as a webcam via OBS or anything similar. Then power external USB devices. Yes, back to the USB port of this VM33, you can hook it up to, let's just say if your microphone requires external power, then yes, this camera can provide power to that external device as well. And then power on with USB cable. Practically, let's just say if you want to use this camera in webcam mode, whenever you plug in the cable, then it will automatically turn on by itself. Quality, input quality and SD card recording quality have to adjust in another menu, which we will go through later. Power on automatically, all of those stuff, and record to SD card by just pressing this power button. This is also called the action button. You can also change it to going live automatically when you press the button, which I think is a bit dangerous, but you can do it if you want to. And then you can also disable the button entirely. We can also turn off the status light if you want to, but I recommend you to leave it on since it is very important. Then the about, the reboot, factory reset, not gonna touch that. The other part of this app is this gear button at the top left. You can change the transition type if you want to. And then input quality. This input quality is gonna change the recording quality practically. We don't have 1440p resolution here, but 1080p is what we can get. The video source latency here is very important because if you want to monitor what you are looking from the camera on your phone, because remember you don't have a display on the VM33, so you have to see what the camera is looking at through your phone, and you will have some latency. So you can adjust it to low latency, but that will strain your Wi-Fi connection a lot. So if you don't have a reliable Wi-Fi connection, just leave it in standard. Now back to this main menu here, at the top left, you have two buttons. Number one is going live and number two is recording. So if we go live, we can pair these four methods to the camera to go into live streaming mode. So YouTube, you can just log into your YouTube, use the API key from there, put it into the camera, and then it will automatically go live on YouTube when you hit that button. Same goes to Facebook and Twitch as well. Or you can set your own custom streaming service or whatever API code you want through the RTMP feature here. I'm not going to touch that. And then for recording, you can record it in two ways. Number one is to record directly to your phone, which is actually quite convenient. And you can change codec between H.264 and H.265 and then change the quality as well. Again, we don't have 1440p here, don't know why. Now, for the recording directly to the camera itself, you have a few options. Now, since we have the SD card already placed inside the camera, we can change the quality. Here is where we can record up to 1440p, but this is only up to 30 FPS. Remember, like max 2K quality. You cannot actually go to 1080p 60 FPS. At most you can get is 30 FPS, even though if you change it to 1080p and whatnot, which is quite unfortunate. So let me just show you here, 1080p, the lower bitrate version. At most you can go is still 30 FPS only. So I will do this, check all of the settings. If that's correct, I will hit record. And there we go, we are recording using the VM33, and you can see the LED is now in red color. And the best thing is I can do something like this, directly just hold the camera like this and talk to it. The microphone will handle all of my audio really nicely because the 8 microphones at the top will do a very good job. And this is how you can go live streaming. You can also, once again, use the screw hole at the bottom here and then just mount a tripod in there and then put it somewhere and continue live streaming. It's really convenient to use the VM33 this way. And then once you have finished doing everything, you can go back to the app, hit this button here, and local recording, and then it is saved inside the microsd card. So we can just pop it out, put it in our PC, and then transfer the video out as well. Now, the software in itself is kind of weird and not really that reliable. So remember, we set the action button here to become a record to SD card functionality. So let me just double check here. You can see tapping the action button means that it should go to record locally. And this LED should change to red color. But when I press the button here, it just doesn't change to red color and it doesn't record anything locally. Now, let's use it in OBS mode because I find that to be quite unreliable as well. So in the software, we can see wired webcam mode. We will press that, enable that, okay. And then now we just connect this cable to the laptop here. And now it works, but as you can see here, there is gonna be some delay. So let me just show you on the top camera here. I will just move my hand around. Yeah, there is gonna be some delay even on wired mode, which I kinda thought that it wouldn't have any delay, but there we go. Either way, this camera offers a lot of functionality, and when it works really well. It's just that you have to understand some of the software quirks that it has. So I'm doing the conclusion for the NearStream VM33 using the VM33 itself because I just want to show you more sample of the recording coming from this camera. Now, for the price of $399 US though, I do think that this camera is indeed expensive. Don't get me wrong here, it is indeed expensive, $399 US, no joke. But then again, if you can make use all of the features available on this VM33, then go for it because you can live stream by just taking this camera with you because your connection to the server and whatnot is done from the camera itself. Of course, you still need internet somewhere. That is easy to handle because our phones can become a Wi-Fi hotspot, so that's easy to solve. And you don't even need to carry a power bank to power up your camera and whatnot because everything is just built into the camera. Even microphones are built in as well. And I am indeed recording using the VM33's built-in microphone that is at the top. So yeah, there we have it. This is pretty much a rundown on what features it has and also a demonstration of what this thing can do. So if you have any questions about the NearStream VM33, do let us know down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.